So Ultimate Black Panther has been reborn, but in addition to that here, Ultimate Bast drops a bombshell on what the true history of Vibranium really is, and it's fascinating. So we open up here with T'Challa and what I assume is the astral plane here based on what we saw in the very last issue. And Bast mentions here, T'Challa, your body lies on the earth healing, and your mind and soul are here with me. Time is not a river, my child, it is a wound, and we are the blood that tries to heal it. And then she begins to recount the story here that goes way back, but it's kind of a story that we've heard before, but with a little bit of a twist here. Because she says, long before Wakanda, the sky cracked, the heavens mourned, and in the morning they gave us a gift, a metal unlike any other. It did not belong to the world. Those who touched it heard a voice, not from the stone, but from beyond. It whispered in dreams, not commands, but invitations. Invitations to shake the world, to elevate it. The metal taught us. It remembered what it once was, and it shared. And here's where we get this bombshell, because it was mentioned that it was forged not in nature, but in design, by a culture older than our imagination. They were not conquerors. They were curators, archivists of matter, scribes of energy, and their kingdom was dying. They sought worlds where they could conquer and emerge as gods, and their final breath was a prayer cast into the void. And the reveals keep coming. Wakanda was never the first to hold it, only the next. The best among you mastered it, became mighty, but that power had a hidden price. Some still hear it. Its memory remains alive. It knows you, as it knew your fathers. It does not forget, but not all memory is benevolent. They seek to return. The seed has bloomed, and what grows is not ours. It speaks to others now, those who do not understand what they carry. The archivists return. And in this moment here is where T'Challa realizes, he's like, yo, this is not power, it is legacy. To which Bast continues on by saying, legacy demands continuance. And as we see a mural here of Wakanda's warriors against some other warriors through history, we see where Bast says, but continuance demands blood. So then she directs T'Challa and she tells him, you will need to choose, my king, between the memory of the gods and the will of your people, and your heart must hold both. And she continues on by saying, you must not worship me, not that alone, you must evolve, become and be the thing that destroys them. See what must be and make your choice, T'Challa. So then T'Challa's like, okay, show me. So then Bast says, then walk with me, king, son of kings, and see. And it's here where we get to see what I interpreted is basically Bast opening the door here to his future, what could be, what needs to be in a way. And this is essentially shaping up as being what he needs to see to understand that he needs to lead. So she says, son of kings, do you see? And she continues on by saying the truth was never lost. It was buried beneath fear. Some heard the metal speak and listened too well. They knew what was to come. They called themselves the Ukfa, the Rememberers, and they built a power for the king that would have to face them. So then T'Challa asks the important question. He's like, did my father know this? Although he's kind of pissed off at the same time. So then Bast lets him know, he's like, your father did not know me, nor did his father. They built statues of me, but they worshipped themselves. They did not seek my knowledge. Your fathers heard echoes. You hear the choir. And then we get the vision here that shows him battling monstrous alien creatures while Bast prophesies and says that one will face them and save Wakanda, and the true Wakanda will spread in my name, in his name. So it's almost messianic in a way. I hope I said that word right? Like where he's the one that is destined to confront the return. But in the same breath, right, this ties right back to what we've already seen with the progenitor, Zanan, the Vibranium incarnate. Like that creature isn't one of the archivists themselves, but rather Vibranium made flesh, a corrupted echo of its alien design, right? Like the real archivists, the ones who created Vibranium in the first place, they're still out there. and they're coming back, which means that Zenon was just the opening act here, and the visions are showing T'Challa like what's truly coming and the full return here of the Archivists and their empire. Now, I kind of have a little bit of a theory here, which, like, what if the Vodou Khan are basically like a distorted offshoot here of the Uqfa? Like, the Uqfa remembered, they preserved the truth of Vibranium, but over time, those memories could have warped into prophecy, and prophecy here turned into power. So that would explain why Matron Amala has been so patient, right? Waiting for the right moment to strike the throne. Her child of light prophecy about T'Challa and Storm wasn't really about remembering, it was really about controlling the future, and that now the progenitor has presented himself, that she sees her moment. But the difference, of course, right, is that the Uqfa carried the memory until the right king could face it, and the Vodou Khan essentially weaponized it. But listen, either way, I digress. Because in this next moment, Kira, what Bast says to T'Challa is, and the progenitors, they must fail. Prepare your kingdom, T'Challa, prepare your soul. And if they bring their kingdom, they will find ours waiting. And we will remind them that Wakanda is not built on metal, that Wakanda is still built on will. And it's in this moment here where T'Challa is like, I have seen Mother Bast and I choose. So next year, what we see is that T'Challa now returns back to his body here from the ancestral plane, and he begins by saying to himself, he's like, I have walked through shadow, I have stood in the memory of the gods, and now I awaken. The sky breathes above me, and the ground sings. I feel it in the earth, in the stone, in the dust. Vibranium speaks within me. I am no longer separate. Not from the land, not from the past, not from her. Mother Bast, I am your storm. I am your voice. I am your weapon. I am your son. Wakanda is not a kingdom, it is a promise. See me, ancestors, may we be as one. Watch, see me honor you. For Wakanda, the gods are not above us, they are within us. Wakanda will rise. For this continent, for all people, we hide no longer. I have been silent. I have let our nations march on our land. Let them feed their wars and greed with our children. And as we see here, these mercenary convoys cutting across Wakandan soil and hauling away children over this, T'Challa just yells out, he's like, colonizer! As he drops down here from the sky. And T'Challa rips through these trucks here and these soldiers, scattering them. I mean, he's just flinging them around like paper. Gunfire is bouncing off of him. He smashes somebody in the face and cuts off his gun. And then there's this dude that decides that, yeah, I'm gonna charge here at T'Challa, this man in a Black Panther suit. That's a good idea. So T'Challa makes an example of him real quick and easy. So then this guy that's on the motorcycle, he immediately begins to turn around. He's like, nah, man, I ain't for this life. So T'Challa running after him is like, coward, and then gets to him and knocks him off his bike and knocks him unconscious. And in the aftermath here, he goes over to save the children and to set them free. But then he says this to the children here, or at least one of them. He's like, do not fear me. Well, he said it to all of them. You get the point. He's like, you are safe now. Hold still, I don't want to harm you, and free the others. So when the boy asks the question, who are you? T'Challa's like, I am the Black Panther, son of Mother Bast. To which I'm like, I'm pretty sure that the boy is like, Bast, like, who that? But he continues on, he's like, the true king of a place known as Wakanda. So when the boy asks, yo, can I come with you? He's like, no, not yet. It is not safe for you now, but I will make it safe. And if you hold faith, Wakanda will come back for you. So as he loosens their shackles, he sends them off with the Black Panther, as he tells them, do not fear her, she will protect you on your journey. And as he leaves them, he drops this line that I just thought was fire. He's like, if you need me, or if you see others who need me, do not scream in fear. Roar. I love that line. Oh my goodness. And as he rides off, he says, I will hear you. All right, so what are y'all thoughts? Personally, I love this. I love the whole idea here of sort of kind of like warping the history of Vibranium as a whole. And they've been doing that throughout this entire series here. But the idea that Wakanda wasn't the original, or weren't the original ones, I should say here, that discovered Vibranium, I thought was really cool and brought an interesting twist to the entire story. What do you think about that? About the Voodoo Khan that I mentioned, about the Ukfa, about the Progenitor? What are your thoughts on all of it? Leave it down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel here as well. Also, if you love what we're producing here on the channel and you would love to support us to go even further here, then consider becoming a Keepin' It Comic channel member, or also join us on Patreon. Links for that are going to be down below in the description. We appreciate you, and as always, thanks so much for kicking it with Keepin' It Comic. Bye!